I wouldn't know.
Hello.
Welcome to the bowl
Welcome
with anything in it.
welcome to the Anything Bowl Where Anything Goes. My name is Miguel.
I'm Brendan.
And welcome, folks, to episode 103. Where today,
Maybe.
folks, Brendan, what are we talking about? We have two
Monkeys.
very interesting movies to talk about today. Okay, one of them is, yes,
Apes.
Rise of the War of the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
On the frog, on the log, on the bog. And
And down in the valley. The other movie is bad. It's
What?
Unfrosted.
Oh, fuck you.
I can't wait to talk about that one.
Okay.
Brendan,
Yes.
I didn't even Google it. I'm sorry. Wait. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes budget. It's every time we sit here, I'm like, oh, I have all my links open. I'm super prepared. This time I was like, all right, I have 3 links open. That seems like that's not enough.
So based on the fact that it is a gorgeous movie
Fucking
and
beautiful.
the fact that it is supposed to be a huge franchise that maybe not as many people are seeing as should, I'm going to go with 130.
In terms of budget?
Yeah.
You're close. It's 160.
I was going to say that, but if it was more popular, I would have went 160.
I would agree. Do you know what opening weekend looks like?
68.
55. Your
Okay.
estimates are getting better,
Yes,
just
they are.
very slowly.
Yes.
Then again, I don't even know how someone would learn to estimate these things better.
I think
Because
I'm
there's
doing
no
it-
consistency.
I'm just doing it well.
Exactly. I'm just learning, man. I can't help it. I'm so fucking smart.
I'm fucking smart, man. Like Monkey.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It's the 4th movie in a rebooted, restarted franchise
That originally had 5 movies.
that originally had far too many.
So now we're up to 9.
Now we're...
Did you see what they announced, though? The new trilogy?
the new trilogy?
It's supposed to be a trilogy.
That's what I thought.
But
Okay.
it's not just a trilogy. They want 9 in total. I'm so down. I'm so
That's
down.
so much
It's
Monkey.
a very underrated series.
That means there's 11. No, 14 come the
in
ending.
total. Fuck the Star Wars marathon. Monkey movie all day.
Can you imagine trying to watch 4...
I watched
Hold on.
3 in a day once.
That's too many... Well,
But
no,
the older ones, they're shorter.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
Tell me about the story. What did you think? What was it about?
It is about a monkey.
Monkey.
Who is in just a sheltered community.
He is.
That just finds his way out into the world.
He does.
And just finds Jesus.
Basically. yeah.
Monkey Jesus.
Monkey Jesus.
AKA
Based on
Caesar?
Elon Musk.
No.
Yes.
No. Caesar is Monkey Jesus. The other guy was a fanatic.
What's his... he has 2 names.
Yes.
Monkey. That's with an A.
You know you have a
I
laptop.
do. I don't remember where I saw it.
He did get a second name that was like...
Caesar.
It was like Liechtenstein or some shit. Wasn't
What? Are we talking about the same one?
It had a
I'm talking about the
complicated-
monkey with the crown.
Yeah. He had a complicated name that I thought began with an L.
No. Liechtenstein. Proximus Caesar.
I was close.
Well, then I learned today was based on Elon Musk.
Yes.
So...
The actor is in a lot of things, and I didn't realize he was still acting. He was the Blob in X-Men Origins.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the only thing I have that you're gonna know him from, but he's in more. I know him from other things.
Yeah, I would have never gotten that. So he... Monkey story.
Yeah.
Right? First of all... We said last week, like, maybe the summer movie season's starting.
Yeah.
100%. This is the start.
yeah.
I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
Monkey movie, number 1. It's this, like, it's hundreds of years after Caesar died, and I have to appreciate that the movie opens with Caesar's funeral, where they're not like, oh, we're just going to move past this so you
Yes.
can forget everything. They're like, no. This is integral. We're moving forward in the correct way.
So what really caught me off guard with that is so they took the story a completely different route than the original ones went. So, but they never really explain what happens to Caesar after those initial events. I always assumed it was going to be kind of like a kingdom lineage where like his son would take over and
That's
do
what I
whatever.
thought, too.
And he just turned into a prophet kind of.
Yeah.
And just I didn't
He's
see
Jesus.
that coming. Yeah.
It's basically, this
I-
whole movie is like a parallel to some religions.
Dune.
In that, Dune, yes.
Monkey
in that
Dune.
you have Monkey Jesus,
Monkey Jesus.
and years later, what he actually did and what he said is both followed correctly and incorrectly deliberately
simultaneously.
all at the same time.
Yes.
And there's people, you have these same, like the Caesar is the window symbol you see everywhere
I love
still.
That. It's
I love it.
such a callback.
And
it's
nobody,
such a good callback.
it's so good because none of the other apes understand what the fuck it is.
Yes.
They're just like, this means Caesar.
It's a fucking window.
But I love that it's clear that they're following the same guy,
Yes.
but it's 2 entirely different ways. And I love the variation in terms of one guy's like, no, man, look, this is how Caesar would have wanted it. I need to follow and teach whatever. And then the
Yes.
other guy's like, I'm going to take his name. I'm going to fucking kill monkeys. I don't care. fuck y'all. I want the bombs and the tanks behind the wall.
So he had no idea what the fuck was behind
No,
it. He
he
was just
didn't.
like human technology.
There has to be something good.
But I mean, there was some pretty nice shit back there.
Until they.
There was a fucking nuke that they were just climbing on that no one addressed.
Really?
Yeah. Did you not notice?
No, all I noticed was the tanks.
The end of the movie, they're in a missile silo climbing up towards the surface when they get to the fan.
And there's a big bomb.
Yeah. Which. Okay.
No, books more important.
I need to do this now. I want to give you some feedback so I can make some parallels because we're talking about this movie and there's a lot of parallels.
Are you going to talk about the originals?
The originals, I'm going to try and make it as quick as possible.
Okay.
Okay, the original one, you're familiar with the story. Everyone knows the original one?
Nope.
Where the dude goes to, in the spaceship and he lands and it's all the monkeys taking over and everything and it's the planet of the apes and everything. And they're like, you could talk, that's fucking wild. Just kind of like this movie.
Yeah.
And he was just like, of course I could fucking talk, I'm a human. And they're like, but you're so dumb.
Humans can't say that.
You're like, you can't do that. And this the whole time, it's just him trying to convince all the other monkeys that humans came first because their government tried to hide that fact and said that it was always apes that did everything.
Are these all in like the same universe?
No.
Okay.
And if they are, we have a lot of explaining to do. So then the second one, which is my favorite one and by far the most fucking batshit crazy off the rails movie I've ever seen. A second dude comes from space like
Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
a year later, and then he tries to find the original guy because he finds out that he's alive. So then he goes to try and find him, and what he stumbles upon is an underground civilization of humans, kind of like this movie, except these humans speak telepathically, have telepathic abilities, live completely underground, worship a bomb as their god, and oh yeah, wear masks because their skin melted off from the fucking radiation.
This sounds like it was made in the 70s.
Yes.
That's exactly what this is.
It's so cheesy, but so good. At the end of it, the humans are fighting the monkeys, and the underground. Well, the monkeys actually try to invade and then do whatever. And in the attempt to stop that war and everything, the humans accidentally detonate the bomb, which is the mega bomb, and blow up the Earth. That's the second movie. There's 5 of these.
And that's why they have to escape from the Planet of the Apes?
Which is why they travel back in time to the 70s. I'm telling you, it's kind of a fun watch. They travel back in time to the 70s where it's the 2 monkeys from the first 2 movies, and they have a baby. Caesar. Yes. And then the entire movie is them just going, yeah, but we're like from the future and you guys fuck up the planet and then we blow it up and then you guys come to the future and blow it up in 2,000 years. And they're like, well, we can adjust that by not doing exactly what they said. They do exactly what they fucking said. But the entire movie is just them in court and everything being like, nah, we're fine. We're okay. They get drunk. They start doing things. She does whatever. The grandfather from Spy Kids 3, who's in the wheelchair, is Caesar's caregiver and he runs a circus. This is by far the dullest movie, but
so lost already. But keep going.
It is so much. What's the word? It's what Rebel Moon completely is. Begins with
not epilogue. Exposition.
Yes, thank you. It's just an exhibition.
That's crazy that the third movie is the exposition movie out of 5.
So then the fourth one,
Conquest of the Planet of the Apes,
is the one where Caesar is now an adult. Monkeys are slaves and pets like dogs, but also servants. And he leads a revolution, and there is, since it's the 70s and like right after like whatever, there's a lot of social commentary on like the equal rights movement and everything like that. Very good movie, probably my favorite out of all of them from the originals. Then you get to the 5th one, which is
Battle of the Planet of the Apes,
which is essentially what this movie kind of.
It's just a lot of fighting.
Yes, there's humans with guns and everything because it's still not too far in the future, but the monkeys are still civilized enough to where they have like humans as pets and stuff like that.
Okay.
And there's a whole lot going on. And then you get back to the thing, and the whole cycle, because the time travel is a loop and the world will always end and Caesar will always come back. That is what you needed to know. For this
so basically, you could say that this timeline is the cycle, but if it's broken and done differently.
There's no virus in the original. But I think they can still do something. The only thing where I'm a little iffy on that is at the beginning of the first one, you do see Caesar get captured in the jungle. Now, the only thing I could say is that maybe if the monkeys travel back in time and then go, we don't want to interact with humans, we just want to live as normal, like apes and just be safe, that's the only thing I could see.
You really enjoyed this series.
I did a lot. I mean, I've watched all the original ones before I had to do this, so I was aware of this.
I've never seen any of the original ones or the reboot in 2001. I didn't see these movies until like a month ago.
That's the only one I did not watch. Did you watch that?
No, why would I do that?
I regret not watching that one because it seems like this movie actually pulled a little bit from that as well, as far as the design from like the gorillas and the orangutans and stuff looked a lot more similar to that.
But Kingdom
Kingdom
is fresh at an 80 on both sides.
Yeah.
This was a fucking ton of fun.
Yeah.
I think my most memorable moments are Proximus Caesar. Crazy fucking name.
What a lovely day.
Yeah, there's that one. Both of them are in the trailers. It's What a Lovely Day. He says it a couple times as he's like leading a prayer service. Really fucking weird. And then
well, he's
pull.
a religious fanatic.
Yes,
so
exactly.
He's got a
and then when he's screaming pull as they're trying to open up the door, and instead of opening anything, they just kill a bunch of apes.
So many monkey stuff in this movie.
In the worst way too. It was like chains whipping.
People said that this one was probably the second best out of the new ones. I'm gonna have to go with it's the third.
I would say it's hard because all three of the newer ones are, I would say, almost equal. War is clearly the best out of them.
War's the second one, right?
War is the last one.
No, Dawn is the best one.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Yes. With the guy
Gary
who was
Oldman.
also in Terminator, that one reboot that no one saw.
Terminator Genesis.
Yes.
Great movie.
Yeah, I do like that one.
That's a good one.
But that one is by far the best one.
Yes.
It's really good. It's really solid. The character development, Koba being set up in the prior film, and you just...
Yeah, and Koba's like the most obvious villain turn, though.
Yeah.
Because...
You know who I didn't realize he was played by, and it's
Who?
really upsetting? Dr. Doom from the reboot in 2016? Or around there, whenever the fuck it came out? You don't even remember that actor anymore.
No.
You know why?
You know what's funny?
He got that role probably because of this, and that fucked him up.
I've never seen that Fantastic Four movie either.
I want to say he's the dude in The Gentleman, but that could be the dude from Divergent. They look similar. Unless it's the same dude, and I'm just
Are we
insane.
confusing more people this week?
Yes. But, so, should we touch on the other ones in this series?
I want to talk about Kingdom, I think.
Just Kingdom?
Let's,
Okay.
we could start there.
So...
You've already covered the first 5.
Yeah. Pretty quickly, though.
Yes. What did you like about Kingdom? Like, if I had to point a couple things out, I think I really liked the CG, obviously. Fucking marvelous, looked phenomenal. Didn't look as good as Caesar did in the first 3. It's clearly like a small downgrade from that trilogy because they don't have as much faith in this movie.
No.
What?
No.
Really?
Yeah, you're very wrong in that.
Completely disagree with you.
So the first movie, I actually look at it now, actually looks dated compared to the other
Agreed.
two. I was talking to Isaiah as I was watching this one.
Okay.
I kept getting mildly upset, but in a good way, where I went, this isn't a fucking CG monkey, that's a guy in a suit. It looks too real. It's too good. It's a guy in a suit. It's not, there's no way.
That's how I felt with all the set pieces.
There's no, in the set pieces in
Every
3 look great.
We're only talking about 4, Brendan.
Sorry, 4.
Focus.
Set pieces in this one look great. The monkeys in this one went a little bit too far for me, and they tried to add too many human traits where it gets a little bit into the uncanny
is the
valley.
only thing I didn't like.
Which makes them look a little bit faker because
it's a lot of human facial structure.
It's not
understandably, they need it because now they're talking and it's generations later, so they're adapting a little bit. But that's...
like the orangutan whose face squished 4 times the size to be more human.
So there's a thing I liked and a thing I didn't like, before I forget.
Are we still talking about the faces?
Yes.
Okay.
Didn't like the minute they started speaking. Because in the first 3, they're starting to speak, so it's like little monkey mannerisms, but also like you throw in a couple words there, and Caesar's like, always sounds like he's out of breath because he's learning to talk.
Yeah.
And in this one, immediately they're like, there's a couple of those mannerisms, but they're like, are you gonna get the egg? And you're like, you look monkey.
Yeah.
You sound
human.
Not good. What I did like, probably one of my favorite parts in the movie, is I told you they opened with Caesar's funeral.
Yeah.
We got to see Maurice for a hot minute. He's my favorite.
Who's Maurice? Is that the orangutan?
The big one?
Yeah.
He goes.
Yeah, I didn't know his name. I just orangutan and Caesar.
The fact that his face is so big, there's so much emotion behind him.
He's the one that really. He
miss
looked
him.
like a
He
real
was just
monkey.
a real monkey.
I'm convinced they taught a monkey to act. But in this one, their faces, it felt kind of like what they did with cats, but correctly. To where, hold on, hear me out.
It's a great comparison.
It's what they wanted to do for cats, but then butchered it completely.
Yeah.
And in this, they're doing it, but it's a little too weird. And I think it's only going to get worse because they're going to get more and more humanoid unless they kind of get to a point where in the future ones, they make them more like cavemen rather than monkeys, which could be oh my God. Me and Timmy were talking about this before you came down, and I think I just connected the whole fucking dots. They want 9 movies. I want it to be like the original one where the humans come and they destroy the world, and it's a whole big thing. I think we're going to see these monkeys re-evolve back into humans and then fuck it up again.
I don't think that's what's going to happen. Fuck, I had something to say. Fuck. Oh, so another big, not point of contention, but another big part of this movie is the lead girl, May.
Yes.
Pros and cons of her, right?
Siri.
Yes. Pro, the first half hour, the way that she's acting, it's very feral. I believed it. I was like, dude, you're doing a couple weird things. You're making weird noises. I get it.
I didn't get that at all.
I got that completely. Con is the minute that she spoke once, complete 180.
It was way too high for her voice. Like, she was just like the entire rest of the movie, she's like, hey, I'm here. And then that she's like,
Noah!
Yeah, I'm like, what the why was that so
Monkey
high-pitched?
named Noah.
Yeah, horrible name.
Like, what? It's like Koba, Anaya, Proximus Caesar,
Yeah.
Noah.
In the original trilogy, like fucking the other names they have for the monkeys are like Cornelius and shit like that.
That makes sense.
Those are like hard
Noah?
names. Yeah, not
That's a hard fucking name,
not
man.
Noah.
I ain't never met a man named Cornelius who wasn't hard as fuck. So I like the.
I'm just picturing the dude from the Green Mile.
What is his name? The villain from the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie.
That's the same guy.
He's dead.
Yes.
But that's insensitive. He
Michael
died.
Duncan?
Yes, Michael Clark Duncan.
Michael Clark.
He
Great
had
actor.
to have been the inspiration for the big angry gorilla, because it's like each one of the faces of the monkeys doesn't look like a monkey. It looks like a human mixed with a face,
Yeah.
mixed with a monkey face. He looked one for one. Like just the way that his facial structure would move and the angry face. Even though I only really know him from what is it, The Green Mile and fucking Daredevil. It felt like that was the inspiration. Was that right?
He played it in the Tim Burton one.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that makes complete.
So that means they took.
Sense.
He played the character in the 2001 reboot, and they went, "We like this guy.
Yeah,
We're just going to take him, and he's going to be the inspiration for this."
And
So
that's
even
what I
though
was
Michael
saying.
Clark Duncan's not alive,
No,
he's in this movie.
He was very much alive,
Yeah.
and the moment I saw him was the moment I went, "Fuck! I should have watched the Tim Burton one."
Yeah.
And, like I prepared so much for this, and that was the one I didn't watch, and there was clearly influence because as much as it was a bad movie, I
Never
can't,
seen it.
can't
Have
even
no idea.
support that. I saw it when I was a kid. So whatever. I remember Michael Jackson's sister being in it.
His Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being a pop star that's such a huge sensation for like 20 years, and then the only thing you're known for on a podcast in 2024 is being Michael Jackson's sister? You know she's like a multi-platinum selling artist.
She's also the reason that they created YouTube. So like, there's that.
Boob.
Yeah. This is her in the movie. Still just looks like her because they did not put enough prosthetics on her eyes or anything.
She looks like Michael Jackson.
Yeah. That's what happens when you get plastic surgery or, prosthetics put on your face. It's really weird. To be fair, without that on, as she got older, she did look more like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know why. But
Because he had a monkey.
Oh.
That was his pet monkey.
Ah, Janet, yes.
No, sister. Anyway, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. What else did we really like and what else did we really not like? I liked this. I was trying to convince Timmy, right? Because we came out of the movie. Timmy really didn't like it. I really enjoyed it. We came out of the movie and she was aggravated that they didn't give enough backstory to everything.
Yes.
Because she went in looking, I guess, for this to be a standalone thing.
Mm-hmm.
I came out knowing we live in 2024. This is a franchise already. They want to keep building on it. I didn't know it was 9 movies. I assumed it was another trilogy.
Yeah.
But I knew we came out. I was like, okay, so because my brain is just Marvel goop now.
Yeah.
They came in. They're like, all right, so they teased this. So that means we're going to see this in a later movie. They did this, so we're going to see this in a later movie. They purposely didn't explain that, and this guy died.
Yeah. This is what me and Timmy talked about before we started.
Okay.
This is everything that I think they tried to set up, everything that I thought they did weird, and everything that was weirder for me having seen the original movies recently.
Okay.
First off, the main character in this is clearly a descendant of Caesar because of the eyes.
Yes.
They did not mention that, but
No.
I think they're going to go into it in the next one, and I
Of
think
course.
that's because this is more setting up a kind of world a little bit.
Yeah, it's a
doing
lot of
whatever.
world building to be like, look, we had this before and it's similar, but this is the new thing that we're in.
And that's exactly what they did for the first one, where you see Caesar, you get who Caesar is kind of as a person, his whatever, but you don't really get that character depth until the second one.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think that's exactly what they're going to do. I don't like that this is called
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
and he's starting that new kingdom, or was the tribe what?
No, I felt like it was because it did the movie thing where it goes, this is my kingdom.
Okay, so
said
that
it.
was the king. Okay,
Yes.
I saw this as him making a new kingdom, and that's kind of something I always wanted to see because the way that they've done these through all of them with Caesar and everything is that they make it seem like this is happening worldwide, but the movies are so localized,
Yes.
and kind of small feeling in the grand scheme of things.
Yes. Well, I mean, it makes
So-
sense because there's no electronics, there's no internet, there's no any way to pass anything around.
So I want to go a little bit of a Fallout route on this. I want to
I
see
got
something
complete Fallout vibes.
like an NCR kind of thing, where like there's a formed government kind of happening or whatever, where like the central belief is
Yeah.
Caesar's stuff.
And I'm sure there
and
is.
whatever. But it doesn't seem like there is because he didn't go that route in like it seemed in the original ones where it was a society they believed in the Caesar things completely. It's
Well,
whatever. This is more
he
of
was
a
starting from
religion.
scratch.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the humans having the communication or the apes? Like, are the monkeys the ones trying to communicate over radio? Because I got the start of that. Like, they don't understand how
No,
technology...
the humans were talking over the
Yes.
start of radio in the last trilogy where they're like, this is happening over here, this is whatever. If they see these monkeys,
And then
they're
they did
killing
the
them, so
same
they
thing in the
clearly
end.
know about them.
Yeah.
And in this, it was he's in the small tribe, he branches out, goes to the closest other village, which is just a fucking concentration camp, pretty much.
Basically.
Which is the same as the third film.
Yes.
And
You have to add things that are similar to bring people in.
the one thing I will give this is that I actually like about this, the modernized version of the series as a whole, is each one is its own spin on a different movie genre. It's not the same thing over and over. The first one was a revolution movie. It was
Yes.
coming from nothing. The second one was a post-apocalyptic war kind of thing.
Like,
and
yeah.
the third one was a prison break film. And
What is this? This is all of those.
This one takes from all of those, but it felt more like a 70s action movie in a way where
Yeah.
you have these kind of like, they're just like, okay, we're going to go back. We're going to make it basic. We're going to go like rudimentary with their like knowledge and stuff like that. And we're just going to,
And then the
have a
ending
camp.
conflict results in trying to get a bomb.
I'm not saying. Okay, just went right into
That's
that.
what it is.
No. I'm not saying that they should have learned everything from humans, but they made it seem like not only was Caesar smart, he seemed like he was almost smarter than a human in some aspects of things, except for the speech patterns. I'm not expecting them to come up with iPhones and whatever, but you couldn't fucking figure out concrete. You're still building with sticks 300 years later.
I mean, like,
No stone, no
it's,
nothing.
it's very slow, but you could see it happening in how Noah, bad name,
They evolved
he
so
figures
quick
out-
that his face shrunk 5 sizes on the
Yes.
orangutan, but they couldn't figure out concrete.
Yes. Noah has the electricity, and he's playing with it, and he figures out how to
Yes.
light the thing. That is
because
clearly...
he's Caesar's thing, which they...
Yes.
Yes, okay.
So he's
I knew there
clearly...
was more. I
He's
forgot about that.
slowly learning and figuring it out, but it's clear that this is going to be like, all right, we're giving you all these things. It's a start. There's a story in this, but there's so
Yes.
much more that we're going to build on. This movie shouldn't have been called Kingdom.
No.
Should have been like Return to the Planet of the Apes or something.
Camp of the village of the Planet of the Apes. Summer camp of the Planet of the Apes.
Birds with the Planet of the Apes.
The birds and the bees of the Planet of the Apes.
Teaching the Planet of the Apes the birds and the bees.
Math class of the Planet of the Apes.
Algebra 2 of the Planet of the Apes.
I wouldn't watch that, I gotta be honest.
AP Trigonometry of the Planet of the
Planet
Apes.
of the AP trigonometry. I wanted a pun and I skipped right over it.
How do words work? I don't. No, I definitely feel like. I think it can go one of two ways,
Yeah.
right? For the rest of this trilogy, it's gonna go. The apes are gonna continue to evolve. They're gonna clash with humans again, and it's either going to be apes will continue to learn and become the dominant, or remain being the dominant species until they basically do become humans by the end of the third movie, or the third movie is going to take something from the original 5 and call it Escape from the Planet of the Apes, and it's just going to be about humans going to space to get the fuck away from them because they give up.
So what I think is going to happen is actually taking from the other one again, which I forgot to mention before.
Oh god.
After the humans fuck everything up with the ape revolution, they actually blow up the planet a first time, where there's just a nuclear winter, which is why in those original movies everything's a desert. I think we're gonna get that in this, which is why they're still in the bunker. They're still whatever. They're still working with. She has those codes. I think those are like launch codes or something. It's all hard drive stuff that she stole. It's gonna play in a big way. We're not gonna get the weird shit yet, but I'm telling you,
It's gonna get weird.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna be fucking weird. By the third
I'm
one?
so fucking here for
By
it.
the time you're turning 30 and we're watching the 6th Planet of the 16th Planet of the Apes movie,
You know what I was thinking about the other day?
I
That
don't know how to do math.
my dad showed me these Planet of the Apes movies, the original ones, and then I went to the movie theater to see the first one of this trilogy with him. I can't wait to show my children these, and they go, "Dad, that was fucking weird."
And you
I'm
go,
like,
"Hold
you,
on, hold on, hold
you
on,
think
hold on."
that's crazy? I got some shit.
Let me show you this movie
you.
from 60 years ago where they're wearing
60,
plastic
it'll
on
be
their face.
100 at that point.
When you have kids?
I mean, like when they're old enough to understand a movie. I don't know. How many years? What's
It's like 15 years from now,
so what,
in theory.
I'm bad at math.
2039.
2039. So pretty much
70
40,
years.
80 years.
Almost
The
70.
first one came out, I think, in like 65 or something. Or like
68.
68. Okay. Are you telling me Planet of the Apes came out 1 year after Star Wars?
Star Wars came out in 73.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused.
Something's going. What came out in 1967?
Last week you didn't know people. This year I don't know years.
What is this one? 6.
So that's my one thing is where I keep saying it's gonna get weird. Where they did this thing where
They need to just give up on the realism.
they tried to
make it weird.
They tried to give a twist at the end, like the original ones constantly had with the original things. Where the original twist is that he doesn't know he's on Earth the entire time until he sees the Statue of Liberty. Then you get the iconic line, "You blew it up! You blew it all to hell!"
And it's covered in desert.
Yeah. So there's that, and I think they were trying to go that route a little bit, where
Okay.
she goes back into the thing, and there's all these people and stuff, and they have the radiation suits on, like you mentioned, because like I said, there's a radiation problem in the original series where those people don't have skin.
No.
Which would be fucking wild if at the end of the next one she pulls off a mask and the whole first movie she had no skin. I'm down.
I don't. I don't like it. I
I
don't
didn't
like
like it in the first one either, but it got so weird.
Yeah.
It was good. Like they were telepathically making people murder each other.
Oh.
Yeah. So like
That's so nice of them.
right. Which is
gonna be
really
gross.
funny because the dude was just like in love with this woman who couldn't speak, and then he was strangling her to death because he was telepathically getting told to do so. And not only could he not explain it to her because she didn't understand English, he also couldn't explain it because it was happening to him telepathically. So she's just sitting there, just like,
Why?
and he's just sitting there going, "I'm so sorry, this happened." And she's just sitting there, just like, "Okay."
I mean, thanks anyway.
I just got choked the fuck out for 5 minutes, but we're good. No, you're fine.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Brendan. How'd you feel about the runtime?
Was good. I think it was actually pretty solid.
I agree.
But the one thing that you mentioned that Timmy said to you when you left is that it did feel like it needed more.
Agreed.
What was it? Optimus Prime felt like the monkey.
What?
Caesar Prime? Whatever.
Proximus Caesar.
Proximus Prime said that he was gonna
Proximus Prime pickled his penis.
and a pair of pickled pliers and. That doesn't make any sense.
I have an image in my head. It's a bad image. It's Optimus Prime with pickles and pliers, just holding his dick, but he's putting his dick in a bowl of salt water because he's trying to pickle it. That's what we just said, okay? You understand the dumb shit that just came out of our mouths? In trying to create a tongue
He's
twister?
a robot. It would just rust.
The realism is not the point.
Well, it is, because we talked about pliers, and you wouldn't use the pliers on a human, but you could use it on a robot,
What were you saying?
Would you pickle the penis? No.
In order to pickle the penis, this is what you need to do. You have to call Peter Piper so you can pickle the penis for Proximus Prime. Come on.
I don't
You can make it a
know
whole slogan.
anymore.
Proximus
Okay, but
Prime's pickled penis.
He seemed like a very generic dictator. He didn't seem to have a
No,
lot of
100%.
reason.
There was
didn't
not a
have
lot of depth to the
and
character.
I would have liked to see some more depth from him.
Nah, the design was cool. That's
Besides
fine.
that,
Angry monkey.
It felt like it was Noah's movie. He meets the
Yeah.
priest or whatever, and it just kind of felt like it was solid story. And then the moment you got to the camp, it went boom. It just took off.
Yes.
And I'm like, I need you to slow
You're like,
down.
there's an hour and a half
A
here of
little bit.
exposition and setting things up, and then immediately you're like, camp, kingdom, Jesus,
Yes.
Proximus, run, nuke,
And
drive.
then just as quick as it
ABC
started,
booklet.
it ended, and all the monkeys died.
Yes.
Sorry.
That are dangerous.
All the monkeys died in a giant flood.
Yes.
Which
No, only the unimportant ones.
all of the monkeys died, but like 50. And he was like, "Eagle people, come to me." They had a Wakanda fight at the end.
They
like
did.
But like, are you telling me that all those monkeys died and the only motherfucker smart enough to learn how to swim or climb happened to be from your tribe? No. Like 8 of those, I'll give you 8. 8 of them were part of his tribe, and everybody else went,
Yeah.
well, he just saved us, so I guess I'm an eagle monkey now.
Exactly.
I'm an eagle monkey.
Like, I have no idea who you people are, but I can.
They're singing. I'm just gonna mimic that. We
Wolf of Wall
watched
Street.
monkeys reinvent singing. Can we just talk about that? They evolved to the point where they reinvented song.
No, they didn't reinvent it then, but yes.
Yes, but we saw it really.
They got to the point of human speak. Now
Yeah.
we're singing.
Yes.
And we're using the singing to control hawks.
Also appreciated the fact that he clearly could not fucking sing, but his mom just came right in and just went, yes, I'm doing this now. And it really helped him.
Yeah, it did. And then everybody did it.
Yes.
And then the cool-looking monkey with the crown got ripped to shreds
And
by a bunch of hawks.
yeeted
And I
off
was
a cliff.
totally expecting. I think it's because of the dumb shit we've been watching. But I wasn't expecting him to die like a movie villain.
Yeah.
Where he goes off the cliff. Like he did. He went off the cliff and then he falls into the water and he disappears. I was expecting fall, splat, splat, and in the water. And then the water takes him away.
Well, a really weird arc not arc, but pattern in these movies is
Yeah.
all of them except for Woody Harrelson, who fucking put a bullet in his own face.
He did.
All of them fall to their death.
Oh,
Koba fell to his death.
except for James
The
Franco.
black guy in the first one fell to his death out of the helicopter into the water.
He did.
The Woody Harrelson didn't, but in this one he fell off the cliff. So out of
Mm-hmm.
4, 3 times it's happened,
Yes.
which is not a lot,
No.
but it's a weird
Ratio.
coincidence that it happened this many times. Doofenshmirtz quote here.
This is a great movie. I completely forgot. I need to put this on our list. I can't put it on the list because this is not my laptop. It's Timmy's laptop.
It's good, but I like the other ones more. Also, there isn't that much of a gap when you think about it because of the one from War of the Planet of the Apes, where you
7
see the
years ago?
monkey who's wearing clothes, talking more fluidly. Like, he's smarter than Caesar, the one that they find who's just living on his own.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so he's already he weirded me. He had the uncanny valley
yeah,
on
that
him
was,
already.
I didn't like that at all.
But it was so they show that it's there. What I also I do want to touch on the earlier ones just a little bit. What I really enjoyed about those movies is that last one in that trilogy was the first time that a movie was carried by the monkeys. The second one, there was the human arc, and there was that one. This one, it was
Yeah.
clearly them versus one human. Also, the other humanity just bombing
This
the fuck out of it.
movie does what every CG movie is afraid to do. Okay, every time you have a Transformers movie, they're like, no, but we need the people in it. People aren't going to come for the Transformers. There has to be a human element. And they're wrong. This movie does exactly what we need. There's one person.
Yes.
Then there's a second one, and they kill him pretty quick. But this movie is about monkeys. It's carried by monkeys.
Yes,
The
Frank from Shameless.
Yes, from
Or
Shameless.
Wild Hogs fame. They're coming out with a sequel.
We did this
Everyone's
like
down
a
but
couple
Tim
weeks
Allen.
ago.
Did we really?
Yes.
It's my favorite fact about him.
I remember you talking about Wild Hogs. I still know what the fuck it is. Just like I don't know what Bubble Boy is. Okay.
You're missing out on quality. Okay, Wild Hogs is not quality cinema, but Bubble Boy is pretty good. It's a pretty
I
good.
fuck with Bubble Boy.
Wild Hogs, if anything, is pretty bad cinema, but I liked it because I was a kid.
I think I'm ready for another 3 of these movies. I'm ready for another 6 of these movies.
And I would love that, but I don't know if we're gonna get it because it's not a dud by any means.
No.
But I want this to be Marvel big. I think it can be
I would agree.
It's that same weird 70s sci-fi vibe that we're getting the rehash of now with Dune, where I feel like this
Fucking love Dune.
deserves some respect and weight
Put
from
some respect
what
on
we've
the name.
gotten from this.
Yes. I would say this is not near. This isn't my number 1 or 2 or whatever.
It's 3.
I'd say it's top 5.
Well, there's only 4, so that's pretty good. Of the new ones, you didn't watch the
No,
old
I'm
ones.
saying it's. I'm talking about movies that we've seen this year in general.
Oh no, it's not.
Yeah.
Top 3.
Dune, the
Dune
Fall
2,
Guy.
Fall Guy, and this.
This.
Can we just talk about that?
About what?
Going into the fall, just shit.
No,
We're in-
no. Not even the fall. It's December through like March. Garbage.
Not, but like, when did Dune come out?
February, March.
So that doesn't count then. You can't say till March. I'm saying 2023 ass. Superhero movies.
No.
So even the superhero
Okay.
movies that came out ass. There was no Dune 1 that year.
Aquaman 2.
Aquaman 2
Ass.
Fun ass, but ass.
Nothing's quite
This
as
year
fun as
we're
a
in
fun ass.
May,
Man. What?
and I already have
3.
3 movies that not only I thought were good, but I genuinely love and will probably watch again. I think
could agree.
we're on a good track right now, and I think that we're seeing the other half of that SAG-AFTRA strike,
Yeah.
where you had some people who just went, we don't have anything, just push it out, put AI,
Yeah.
put shit, whatever.
Do whatever.
And then the
Secret
other
Invasion.
people like this, which I'm hoping is going to run off into Deadpool, because he mentioned it, where they have extra time to sit there and let shit cook and really look at it and go, this
Let him
doesn't-
cook.
Let him cook!
All right. So now let's talk about the other movie of the week. A bad movie.
Pop-Tart, no, fuck you!
Unfrosted?
Yes!
Bad movie.
Unfrosted.
Atrocious movie.
Unlike your mother.
So Unfrosted. That was good. Thank you. Unfrosted. Basically, I would compare this to what everybody thinks Deadpool could be, and that is just nothing but random cameos that don't make sense. It's just comedian after comedian just for the sake of them being there, except for whoever his name is that played Chef Boy-R-DEEZ. Fucking stellar, okay?
That was one of them. Also, I have to agree with you. Hold on.
This movie is
The guy
rotten
who
at a
pl-
40.
The guy who played Chef Boy-R-DEEZ, the only thing I've ever seen
SNL.
him as is SNL.
Yeah.
I hated him in pretty much his entire run
Loved
of
him in
SNL.
SNL.
He was so
He was
good
fucking
in this.
hilarious.
I loved
He's
him.
just screaming in
The
Italian.
moment he lost it, SpaghettiOs.
So Unfrosted is the story. It's
The story, yeah.
it's not real. It's
No,
not has nothing to do with the true
clearly,
story.
the ravioli came to life.
You look like a stingray. It's a fake telling of the origin of the Pop-Tart, of Post versus Kellogg's.
Yes.
It's Jerry Seinfeld, and
He directed it too, I think.
I believe he directed it and he helped write it.
Yeah. I loved it.
So I was listening to the Weekly Planet, the only podcast I listened to. They also
Clearly.
reviewed this movie, and they read out a quote of him talking about how everybody's too sensitive, and it's like the extremist left, and
Yeah.
how nobody can come out and be passionate about comedy. Everybody has to just be PC and whatever.
Yeah.
And then he made this, and this is what he was talking about. How the fuck do you get there from this? This is the most dumb shit, obnoxious, worthless movie I think I've seen in years, Brendan. The story doesn't make sense. The cameos do not make sense. These people in it do not make sense.
I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. First of all, you clearly shouldn't have said that about this. I think he was talking about comedy as a whole.
Yes,
Jerry Seinfeld has never been an edgy comedian
No.
by any circumstances. who did he piss off? Maybe airplanes with their food? That's about it.
That's the exact thing that they quoted in the podcast, too. They were like, what is Jerry Seinfeld known
Airplane
for?
food!
That's the only thing.
I'm a bee. I fuck flowers.
What?
He was the bee in
movie.
Roof.
Yes.
Regroup.
And go.
Okay. This movie, I don't know what you thought it was going to be, but from the trailer alone, I knew this was going to be an extravagant, dumb fucking movie. And I got that, and I was happy with it.
Blackberry. Tetris.
No. You see,
This is what I wanted.
That's what
I expected.
This is a spoof on that. It's a fucking spoof
Which is
movie.
dumb because both of those movies I just mentioned are great.
That's why it got a spoof. You're not making spoofs of movies that didn't do well. You know why we don't have an Aquaman spoof? Because no one saw it to begin with. Who's going to get the fucking
That's fair.
reference?
Scary Movie 6 is confirmed.
With original cast. I'm actually down for that.
Yes.
Oh, but you and me rewatched Scary Movie 1 last year for Halloween.
Did we watch two of them?
No, we only watched
Only
the
watched the first one?
Because we were watching Scream. The first
Oh,
one was
that's
about
right. Yes,
Scream.
yes.
Did not age well.
No, not at all.
At all. So I'm really excited to see where it goes from
Isn't
here.
Charlie Sheen in like the fifth one?
He's in
Of
the
them?
third, fourth, and fifth. He's one of the main characters in the third, though.
Okay.
It was so dumb. The cameos, I'm not going to call them cameos because they were
Real characters?
they were real characters. They had a purpose. They weren't just like, oh, hey, I'm here, and then they were gone. They
But
were
that's
there.
what it felt like. Like they came in and they were like, look, this is the guy that helped create the bicycle and Chef Boy-R-DEEZ. And every time they went to it, you were like, all right, this is
I know the guy.
no, this
I
is
know
a
the
random
guy.
comedian. This is James Marsden. Why is
Which is
his
not a
arm so big?
comedian.
No.
But I did enjoy. What was funny to me is
Melissa
I watched
McCarthy?
it. I told my dad to watch it because he's actually was a big fan of the show Seinfeld and watching whatever. And it
Did he
being
hate it?
older, he also enjoyed it, but because of the references of the shit that he saw when he was a kid. So there's a lot of shit in there that wasn't for you and me.
Which makes sense. Jerry
But at
Seinfeld
the
is like 40 years older than us.
Yes, minimum. And
How old is Jerry Seinfeld? 70.
less than 40.
No, more than 40, Brendan. You are 25. 45 years.
Yes, bad at math. So
He looks good for 70. Good
he
for
does.
him.
Yeah, well, it's all, it's being the richest comedian in the world and do that for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
It's
On a
also
boat.
doesn't have a very stressful life. His TV show was about literally nothing. That's how he pitched it. What do you want to make a show
Airplane
about?
food.
Nothing.
Airplane food.
Did you see them? Oh, okay. Hold on. I just want to touch on this. I know I'm derailing a little bit. Did you see the AI thing? It's got to be AI. There's no way it's fucking real.
what?
Where they did voiceovers of an episode of Seinfeld, and it's fucking Costanza going there going, I'm not a fan of Drake. And Seinfeld's like, you don't like the Drake? And fuck.
I've seen it, yeah. It's AI. Of course
But
it
it's,
is.
It's done so
First
good.
of all, our stance, Kendrick won. Okay, there's that. Anyway.
My stance, it's fucking dumb. Honestly,
Euphoria.
I want to talk about this right now.
I hate the way
Rapper
that you
beef
walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you
called him a
dress.
fucking pedophile.
He did.
And then he called Millie
Certified
Bobby Brown
lover
by
boy.
name.
Certified
And the motherfucker was like,
pedophile.
I didn't say a name, you creepy bitch.
Oh yeah, no, that's my favorite. He was certified lover boy, certified pedophile, and then Drake's rebuttal is, "If I was a pedophile, I would have been arrested. I ain't touched Millie Bobby Brown." And everyone's like,
We didn't say a name.
"Why would not even the matter of the name? Why would you say that and then put out a song like that?"
No, the name's the concern. Because
All
we
of
didn't
it's a
give you a
concern.
name, and you specifically went into your way for that. I'm like, no one accused
Nobody
you
said
of her.
anything.
So I hate that because I don't think there's anything more stupid than two guys rhyming about each other with schoolyard insults. You got a problem? Punch him in the fucking face. Especially when you're on the 9th rebuttal. What are you doing? Are you
Listen.
fucking fighting over email? Just
Listen,
hash
Kendrick,
it out.
Kendrick
Fucking Diddy had a
killed
problem.
him.
Fucking Biggie and Tupac are dead. So, like, that's a fight. This ain't a fight. I'm sorry. It's dumb. The Eminem one was kind of funny because MGK got fucking demolished. But
MGK got demolished so bad that he had to switch genres.
exactly. And then he went back, and I need
And
him
it's
back in
bad.
pop punk because he can't fucking rap.
He can. But look what Kendrick did.
It's so dumb,
The
though.
best
It's
part about this
childish.
is he put out Euphoria. Okay, Euphoria, I believe, went #1. Euphoria was so good and so much fun, and just being not even like a rap or a song. It's just like, you're a pedophile. Fuck you. You're a bitch. And then Drake took like a week later to go, you beat your wife. And in the middle of Drake going, you beat your wife and all this, Kendrick goes, nah, I got a rebuttal. Nah, here's another.
Yeah.
Nah, here's another one. And you're like,
You know why?
I can't even
Because
listen to
this
these
is
this
going to
quick.
cause some problems on the internet. Drake isn't good. He's not a good rapper. He's not a good artist. How did he get so big?
the rarity of us talking about music on the podcast makes me so happy, because then when we do talk about it, we can be a bit more passionate. Drake was good.
Drake has never been good.
Take Care is one of the best rap albums
I
of the
don't
2010s.
know what that is.
Now it makes sense. Drake was never good. It's because you don't know his albums.
The only time I remember Drake really being an issue for me
Hotline Bling.
is senior year of high school when he came up with that fucking
Yep.
album and he was everywhere and he was just like doing this fucking
Good song.
All of it is
Brendan.
ass.
Brandon, the most
It's
hyped moment,
ass.
one of the most hyped moments I've ever had in college is when God's Plan came out.
fucking
And
shit.
we were, it was like, I think the first drinking party I went to with the acapella group. I had acapella group in college. We were in a
Side note.
we were in somebody's dorm room drinking and doing whatever. And I remember I was like fat as shit. Didn't know where I was, didn't know what was happening, just drinking whatever anybody gave to me. Hotline Bling or God's Plan came on, and there's like 6 of us. We're just in the middle. Mind you, it's a room of like 30 people. Everybody's against the walls or like chilling, and there's 6 of us going,
The moment I think I really, really hated Drake, and I'm gonna butcher this because I don't know the song,
Okay.
but based on what I heard in passing,
Okay.
was when he's just like, "All I need is my mama in my bed. Yeah, I'm sorry," or some shit like
headlines. I think.
that.
No,
Oh,
I
I
don't think
wanted to
that's it.
punch him in the fucking face. His voice. How are you gonna rap like this with this weird kind of voice and this fucking cadence? Like that. There's no skill. How are you
And
gonna
you
go
know
from being
me.
a cripple on a fucking teen drama to the biggest
dog.
artist in the world with no skill? His songs are not good.
Yeah, I don't
And
listen to
that's
Drake. I
why
don't know what
Kendrick's
song that
whooping
is.
his fucking ass, because Kendrick has skill, and Drake is a pussy and a bitch. You're from Toronto. You suck just like the Maple Leafs. I'm sorry.
That was good. Nice little connection there.
He is a Leafs fan.
But then again, Kendrick's latest album did suck, so that's fine.
So did the rest.
Good Kid, Mad City's a classic.
I don't like Taylor Swift, but I will gladly go see her in
To
concert
Pimp a Butterfly is great.
just to end his career.
Damn is great.
What? Exactly.
Rather see what to end his career? Whose career?
Drake's. Like, I'm saying I despise Taylor Swift, but I'd rather go see her in concert and, like, sit through all of that just to end his career, just because I hate him that much more.
I mean, I get it. He puts out a good song. In my opinion, he puts out a good song once every like 3 or 4 years.
The difference between them is Taylor Swift, I just find annoying because of the sheer volume of people who go, she's the greatest when she's not.
Yeah.
But him, he's just straight up ass.
It's funny because Taylor Swift is like, if you want to compare popularity, Taylor Swift is the modern Michael Jackson. Not in terms of talent or discography or anything like that, but just in terms of people being like, she like shows up, they like wait outside of her hotel room and then she like pokes her head out and waves and people faint.
Yeah.
That type of shit only happened to Michael Jackson when he would like take his daughter and like wave her off the balcony. People go, ah!
Well, I mean, there was a baby hanging off of a balcony.
It's the same. Don't worry.
Clearly, Taylor Swift hand almost dead baby.
He covered her head with a towel.
Clearly,
That fixed it.
that that 2-story drop and that soft bud on her head, the blanket will cover it. Hence the nickname Blanket. Even though I'm pretty sure that was a different kid.
A different kid, yes.
So back to what we were talking about.
Kingdom of the
Unfrosted,
Planet of the
the
Apes.
Pop-Tart movie.
Bad movie.
Good movie.
So
You
it's basically just, it feels like a failed SNL skit after SNL skit, only it never gets better, except for when Chef Boy-R-DEEZ shows up. And then he's hilarious.
To me,
and Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah. To me, it felt like it was funny. It was great for me. But everything in that movie felt like it was something that was plausible, that could happen, but very clearly didn't, minus the shrimp ravioli that was sentient.
That came to life, yes.
Everything else just felt like...
Because you filled it with sea monkeys.
It felt like if you were drunk and someone told you that how it happened...
You'd be like, 100%.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. And it's like, it's the most obvious bullshit way ever, but just plausible enough for to where you just kind of accept it.
And then John Hamm shows
In
up.
the movie, John Hamm showed up, which the other guy did too, who played fucking Tony Stark's dad, who I'm pretty sure was also in Mad Men. I'm pretty sure that was straight
just
up
Mad Men.
just Mad Men. Yeah, but I didn't see Mad Men, so I can't confirm that.
John Hamm,
that's just in the same universe, so like canon.
100%.
There's just a
The
lot.
sentient ravioli.
The kids just in the dumpster eating.
Hilarious. The little girl, funny as fuck.
Great.
The best character in the movie. Melissa McCarthy, surprisingly hilarious.
Yeah, she usually annoys me. She was pretty solid in this.
Same.
Amy
So
Schumer wasn't terrible. Schmidt
No.
from New Girl, little obnoxious, even though I love him in New Girl. The guy who was her assistant, who was like, "Let's go vegan. We'll be the first healthy cereal."
Oh, yes, that guy.
Yes.
Yes. He had a bunch of bad names.
Why is it not working in the toaster? Well, we got to be careful with it because this one's full of kerosene.
This is just one of the prototypes. That's why it's catching fire.
Those jokes
Fuck it, we'll do it dry.
are great.
We'll do it dry.
At the end, should we put frosting on this? No, that's stupid. When they're doing things with the sugar dealer, who's clearly just like a Coke dealer, but like sells sugar, and they kill the fucking...
We're not talking about the best fucking cameo in this movie. Bill Burr's JFK. And it's so good. Timmy's laying down watching the movie. I walked to the kitchen because we're playing with the Ninja Creamy and we're making protein ice cream.
Please clarify that sentence. You cannot just say Ninja Creamy mid-sentence.
Everybody else knows what the fucking Ninja Creamy is except you.
I know what it is, but just in case they don't.
Ninja Creamy is basically basically a blender where you can put a bunch of stuff in a container, it'll spin it up to make it ice cream. You just have to do it a certain way with certain ingredients so that way it does come out correctly. Otherwise, you just get frozen powder. So anyway,
fucking with my Ninja Creamy. And
Proximus Prime's pickled penis. So we're watching the movie, and I go to play with the blender in the kitchen. Okay, is that better for you? Stop. To play with the blender, and I hear JFK talking, and I'm like, oh shit, JFK's in the movie. Timmy's like, oh yeah, he is. I guess so. And I turn around, and I'm like,
that's Bill.
Is that fucking Bill Burr? Why the fuck is he playing Of all the people,
he was in the trailer, so I knew that was happening.
He?
Yes,
I didn't watch the trailer because I didn't want to watch this movie.
I saw him. And it was funny. And because he's such an angry guy, the moment he got mildly agitated, just went, Red. What did I say? I said, do not ask.
Another great one. There's like 3 characters I fucking love in this.
But it made
one
you
is
laugh,
Hugh
so
Grant.
It did its job.
One is Hugh Grant.
I thought
Tony the
Tony the Tiger was a black guy my whole life. Did not know he was a white British dude.
It's just every time that somebody showed up, you were like, this is the weirdest fucking... Yes, I'm ignoring it. It's just the weirdest fucking guy who doesn't make... Like, Peter Dinklage shows up out of fucking nowhere.
That was the weirdest cameo.
Yes.
I'm so... we talked about this at a previous podcast, but now it's getting to a point where it's weird. I know he's such a good actor to where you don't really need to acknowledge the fact that he's a dwarf.
Okay.
But maybe you should in certain context. Just, hey, I'm the head of the milkmen. You're Peter Dinklage. What's going on here? And they just...
He's a great actor.
He is, but this is also a goofy movie, and him just being like, hey, I'm the milkman. I'm just like, can you just, like, acknowledge the fact... Yeah. Acknowledge... It's 3:45. I told him to be ready at 3:30. Can you just acknowledge the fact that we're just, like... It's... I understand it, but in certain contexts, like this movie, just... Maybe mention it. It's weirder that you're not mentioning it.
You would think too, the way that Jerry Seinfeld is like reacting to this, being like, "Man, nobody could say anything." I feel like if he's part of the people that's writing it, he'd be the guy to be like, "Hey, you're short."
Yeah, bitch. Make a joke about it. Oh, why are you so short? What are you, 2%? Like, what the fuck?
Actually, you're more
some dumb shit like that. Like, I don't fucking know. That's a bad joke.
Skim milk looking ass.
But, like, I'm not Jerry Seinfeld. Come up with something.
Airplane food.
Just point at him. Airplane food.
I'd love to see a spoof of this and where somebody spoofs Jerry Seinfeld, but he's more like a background character. So the camera only cuts to him once every couple minutes, but when it does, he's like, airplane food.
See, that's the kind of spoof that's bad. That's how you get things like
The Love Guru.
Remember the Titan. I mean, not that's the football movie. The spoof of 300, or all those bad ones where like the spoof of Narnia and everything, where like things got really. You don't even know these. You're that far. They were that bad.
Straight to DVD type shit.
No. They were in theaters, and then they were on fucking repeat on Comedy Central for years, like superhero movie of Drake Bell fame.
Oh yes.
That kind of shit, where it's clearly way worse than it needs to be. That's what would happen if you got
Kevin
a spoof
Hart's
of
in
this.
that movie.
This is a good spoof. He's also in Scary Movie.
Yes, he is. As he doesn't make good movies.
In a lot of he makes scary movies. You're right.
Except for that one with The Rock.
Doesn't narrate.
I think it was Central Intelligence.
That is a terrible movie.
That's a great movie. The rebuttal between the two of them is great.
What about the other one they're in, which is way more famous and actually
Jumanji?
Good movie? Yeah.
Both of those are pretty good.
Jumanji 2 is pretty good.
Actually, all three of the Jumanji movies are fucking phenomenal.
On a pretty solid run.
If only we're going to get a fourth one.
We are.
Are we?
Yeah.
It's probably when The Rock finally gives up again.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to be wearing tan again? He wears tan in every movie.
He does.
Watch it now. You can't unsee that.
I just want it because The Rock does that thing where he like switches back and forth in terms of
Between
genre.
acting in the WWE.
Yes. Every time that one of them starts to go south.
Yeah.
So right now, because his acting career, he keeps bombing. He's like, I guess
he
I'll
also
go back to
bought
WWE.
like the XFL, and that's bombing.
Yeah, that was never a good idea. I don't fucking understand why you bother doing
that. He did the show Ballers, where he bought the Oakland Raiders in that show, and he went, I can own a football team. You know what? Fuck it. I'm owning the league.
And then Ice Cube owns, what is it, Big Three? That other basketball league.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
The NHL now has a Big Three thing where there's three people on the ice the entire time, but it's having the same problem that golf has, where it's a Saudi Arabian back, and people are like, I don't want to fund that, but then they're like, we have all the money, so it's gonna succeed. You don't know any of the backstory for that. yeah, that's fine.
Right over my fucking head.
Okay.
Okay.
You're not a sports guy.
No, I'm not. I think we're gonna end it here.
We're gonna end it right there. And remember,
Saudi Arabia and golf. Unfrosted, bad movie. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, great movie.
Unfrosted is a good movie.
No, it's not.
It's a good bad
movie.
Not. It's a good bad movie.
It's fucking obnoxious.
That's what made it. If you went in thinking that was going to be Oscar bait, that's your fault. Okay?
I didn't go to it thinking Oscar. I just thought it was going to be bad.
It was bad in a good way, like Love Guru.
Do not compare that gem.
I don't know. I could very much see fucking Jerry Seinfeld going, "Hey, look at this joke, Mariska Hargitay."
Brendan,
yeah.
What did we talk about last week?
We talked about The Fall Guy, which is a completely underrated movie, and
half of Tales of the Empire.
Yes, bad.
Folks, if you don't know, we're putting out the audio version onto YouTube, but we're also doing just like the straight up movie reviews. They're much more smaller and condensed. So if you want to watch something that only takes like 15 minutes of your life instead of an hour and a half,
we got you too.
We have so many, and people seem to like them a bit more than just the audio versions.
A bit more, but
a bit more.
You like it a lot.
We're working on it.
Do it more. Like it more. Fun. Share. Like. Subscribe.
Kiss your friends.
Shove it in your friend's face. Go fucking watch. Anything else?
You hear what I said? And then, do you know what we're doing next week?
We all no idea.
So probably every like 2 or 3 months, I do like an outline for the podcast of the next like 6 months, and then we never have to look at it. But then there's just like an easy outline.
Yeah.
We're right near the end, so I don't actually know what next week is. It might be If. It might be something else.
I don't want to see If.
You might have to.
I mean, like, it's gonna be okay, but we're probably also gonna have to see John Krasinski's other movie because I think they come at the same time. Quiet Place Day One.
He has nothing to do with that one.
He directed it. He directed all of them.
Day One? No, he didn't.
No, fuck it. It's his franchise.
No, it is his franchise. He started it, he wrote it, and he directed the first two.
Episode 1's back in theater. We gotta go watch that.
I mean, that was second at the box office last week. The Fall Guy, like, almost lost.
Is next week the 17th or the 24th?
17th.
17th, yeah, If.
And that's it?
Yep. You know what we have the week after? Furiosa and Garfield. Very quiet right now. I don't.
We can watch The Strangers Chapter 1, which apparently is a prequel to a movie I've never heard of or seen.
I've seen the first one. It's kind of unsettling.
Let's say Back to Black. It does.
Yes. Bad movie. Bad movie.
You just made me watch a bad movie.
No, but that one like was reviewed horribly.
Is it Back to Black, Rotten Tomatoes? Yeah, I guess it's gonna have to be If.
Yep.
And If is, I guess, just purposefully not
That's gonna be a
rated yet.
movie that's not really up our alley. We know that, but we like John Krasinski. We like Ryan Reynolds, even though I'm getting a little fucking tired of him. Emily Blunt's in that one too because it's John Krasinski's wife.
If?
Yeah.
Yes.
The stacked cast in it.
Back to Black reads like a cheap tabloid piece, reducing Amy Winehouse's life to sensationalized headlines and exploiting her struggles for a cash grab. 38%.
So not the worst thing in the past 12 months.
No, there's definitely significantly worse.
Yeah.
I guess we'll figure it out. Anyway,
Yeah.
folks, Brendan.
It's probably a show.
Yeah. Say goodbye to the people, please.
Goodbye, people.